So is stammering and stuttering and or ums and uhs, are those really signs of deception? Let's find out in tip number 43 of Interviewing and Interrogation 101 Tips. Hey, welcome back to 101 Tips on Interviewing and Interrogation, tip number 43. So how often in training have you been told or have been heard or maybe passed around to you that subjects who do and stammer and stutter and laugh and so forth, that those are signs of deception? Very commonly heard. This also tells you a little bit about those people who are teaching information who are they're really perpetuating many of the myths about deception because they're ignoring or choose to ignore or dismiss any of the empirical evidence. So yeah, don't let the scientific facts get away. So let's talk about those behaviors. The phenomenon, though, is first of all, is called speech dysfunction. Speech dysfunction. The best way I can describe this, think of and one I use in class. Let's say you're coming home from a ball game, basketball game, pro game, college game, whatever, and you got your radio on the AM station. You're listening to the post-game show. You're fighting traffic, right? And you're waiting for the post-game show to come on with the coach. So as you're driving along on your AM channel, let's say you go under or near a high-tension electrical or power line. What do you hear on your radio? Right, you hear a lot of static, don't you? Okay. Is that because the radio station is broadcasting static? No, there's an external interruption, external disruption of the signal. That's how I would like you to think about speech dysfunction. Speech dysfunction, and we need to remember to separate stress from deception. A lot of the miscues, and one of the big problems we talked about in interviewing and interrogation, is that interviewers misdiagnose deception. And the ums and uhs and stammering and stuttering is one of those sets of cues. Once you made that mistake, then it progresses into confirmation bias. Okay, we talked about preconception bias a little bit earlier in the interrogation assassin, right? Speech dysfunction are stress cues, but not all stress is deception. That's where we're making our mistake. Speech dysfunction is a subject is under a little emotional pressure. For lack of a more appropriate term, let's just say performance anxiety. I'm concerned about the audience I'm in front of, or that the topic is a little bit sensitive, or it's embarrassing, or I'm uncomfortable with it. And it's the nervousness of delivery. Yes, I will agree with you that there are times that deceptive subjects will do this. However, innocent subjects will do it just as often. There's a 50-50 chance. In fact, we found in research, and there's several pieces of empirical research, for example, and actually points toward more innocent people that are an emotional disturbance or emotional upheaval because of the event. So the laughing, for example, I've heard a lot of times people laugh, that's a sign of deception. No, laughing releases stress. It is a very infectious behavior. It's easy to fake. It takes attention out of the situation. You can have a deceptive subject who's laughing, yes, but you'll also have the innocent person. So my message to you, you cannot look at ums and uhs, grunts, groans, moans, growls, whistles, coughs, laughs, belches, burps, throat clearing, sighing. Those are not lie signs. They are no more just the background of stress. And so we're misdiagnosing these people for these cues. So think about when you're listening to the dialogue, it's more important now. Our next one, in tip number 44, we're going to go into detail how you literally hack deception, the hot spot. Remember, verbal cues tend to be better than speech cues, but verbal cues also will have just general stress behavior in them. So we need to isolate them and have to ask better questions. So look again, listen for speech dysfunction. Now, it can tell you it's an incriminating topic, incriminating potential, incriminating not in the legal sense of the word, but that the topic or issue is significant to your subject. And it does need to be explored. As you ask or Google better questions, you'll get a more specific response if it's an attempt at deception. But it may just be stress behavior. So don't misdiagnose that sets of behaviors of speech dysfunction. Very commonly taught, very common misconception. Be sure to check some more and find out about the rest of our training on the YouTube. Here, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you catch all the rest of the other 42 that we've already done. This will be our 80th video that we're going to have up. Great resources for you, and I'm trying to, again, push this information to you. Hit the like button down below. Be sure that you check out the Pocket Guide and our on-demand training for some great courses that you can take on your time and you can focus on specific areas. Also, look forward to seeing you in class. Be sure to sign up for the Law Guy list. Go to the website, sign up, and I'll make sure you get notices of all the classes and training coming up in your area. See you again soon. Be safe. We'll be back for number 44.